Hi there, this is Molendinarius here from the Latinum Institute, pardon me, and you can find me at Patreon. Anyway, we're continuing on with this Hamiltonian version of the Ordo Verborum. The Ordo Verborum, there are many varieties of this, but it's essentially a Latin prose version of a Latin text, whether it's poetry or another prose text, where the text has somewhat been simplified, I suppose, in terms of its syntax. It's still grammatical in the Latin, but it's been made easier to read. And in this case, Hamilton, around 200 years ago, reconfigured this text slightly so that he can do an English running translation. But the Ordo Verborum in various forms have been around since the Middle Ages, possibly much earlier, as a teaching tool. So we're looking at the fifth fable of the Metamorphoses of Ovid. Gigantomachia, Battle of Giants. Ne we, lest, literally neither, ardus aeter, the lofty sky, foret securior, might be more secure, terris, than the lands. Ferunt, they report, they carry. Gigantas, the giants. Affectasse, to have aimed at. Celeste regnum, the celestial, the one in the sky, the gods in other words. Regnum. Que, now this que is floating, usually in the poetry it would be attached to a word. Hamilton has separated it, and he really should have replaced it with et, but to let you know that que also means and, he's left it here. Que, and, struxisse, to have erected, congestos montes, piled mountains. Ad alta sidera, to the high or lofty stars. Tum, then, omnipotens pater, the Almighty Father, perfregit, broke through Olympum, Olympus. Fulmine misso, lightning being sent, from him of course, because it's Jove. Et, and, excussit ossam, he shook off. Ossam, pelio, from pelion, subjecto, placed under it. Cum dira corpora, when the dreadful bodies. Jacerint, they might lie. Obruta, overwhelmed. Sua mole, by their own mass. There's a very strong wind blowing outside, so you might hear things moving around. Ferunt terram, they report, they carry the earth. Perfusam, drenched, perfused, soaked. Multo, with much. Sanguine natorum, blood of the ones that were born, of her sons. Immaduisse, to have grown moist. Que animasse, and to have animated. Calidum cruorem, the hot gore, gore being the blood and guts. Et, and, ne nulla monumenta, lest none at all monuments, ferrae stirpis, of the savage stock, the offspring of those ones, manerent, should remain. Vertisse, to have turned, in faciem, into the face or appearance, hominum, of men. Sed illa propago, but that offspring, et, also, literally and, but here in the sense of also, Fuit contemptrix was a despiser superum of the gods. Que and avidissima, most greedy saevae caedis, of cruel slaughter, et violenta, and violence, or violent. Scires, you might know them, natos, born, e sanguine, from blood. So that's that from this short fable from the Hamiltonian text. The Hamiltonian text is primarily useful for learning vocabulary in some kind of context, and also to teach you a bit of the grammar of the Latin, which is present in the English translation in some degree. So that's it from this. We'll continue on with this series then shortly. Alright, if you want to find out more about my work, head over to either Patreon and just search for Latinum, or look for latinum.org.uk, and there are also links below each of my videos.